Hi, I'm Nikki Tomlin, and I am a travel photographer and content creator, and today I am in South Salem, New York at the Wolf Conservation Center. I've had one encounter with wolves in my entire life, and it's made me super curious to learn more about them, and today I'm going to be up close and personal with them, so let's go check it out.
Let's get out with backup plans and no plans at all. Let's get out and let the world in. It's all in the name. The new 2025 Ford Explorer.
The Wolf Conservation Center works to advance the survival of wolves by inspiring a global audience through education, advocacy, research, and recovery. My name is Regan Downey. I'm the Director of Education, and I've been working here at the Wolf Conservation Center for 9 years. The Wolf Conservation Center is located in South Salem, New York, which is in Westchester County. We are in a really great area because this is ideal habitat, not just for wolves, but for a variety of other wildlife as well. This is kind of the last untapped area in terms of wolves returning. By the 1970s, after hundreds and hundreds of years of intense persecution, an estimated population of up to 2 million wolves was pushed to fewer than 700. People were getting paid to kill wolves. But thankfully, in the 70s, the Endangered Species Act granted protections for wolves and also eventually led to reintroduction efforts. Unbeknownst to our founders at the time, we are now kind of poised to be at the forefront of wolf recolonization in the Northeast as wolves start to make their way over. And so the one rule we have is no hands on the fence.
This is my first time at a wolf conservation center. I don't know what to expect. I can't say that I am nervous about anything today. I have an immense amount of respect for wildlife, so I'm mostly just excited to experience the wolves up close and learn more about them. What did I just witness? I don't even know how to describe how that made me feel, to be honest. I just got to witness something really cool, something really beautiful. And I don't know why people are scared of wolves, to be honest.
So this is our ambassador enclosure. It's home to 2 gray wolves. These 2 wolves are socialized, which means they're not afraid of humans, but they still have all of their wild tendencies. Their names are Silas and Nikki. Silas is already out to see us. He's very curious, very used to being around people. Nikki, who will be moving in the background, is 10 years old. And yep, so Nikki's in the back behind their pond. So Nikki is 10 years old, and he was raised the exact same way as Silas. He's just a bit more shy. So it's nice to show the differing personalities, even though they were raised the same way. So it's another way for us to remind people that wolves are individuals. Wolves have thoughts and feelings and personalities. Studies have shown they howl in over 21 different dialects. Oh. So different types of wolves have different howls. Yeah, so it's really cool.
That's so cool.
We have 24 wolves on site at the moment. So we have 2 ambassador gray wolves, and then 6 red wolves, and then 16 Mexican gray wolves. Then we're also really one of the only places you can possibly hear gray wolves, red wolves, and Mexican gray wolves all howling together because the species don't overlap in the wild. So if you're wanting to hear a chorus of those wolves, we're a great place to go.
They're so beautiful. It's crazy. Yeah. Like to see one close is like
so
cool.
We do snacks during all of our programs. It's a great way to thank the wolves for the work they unknowingly do here. So today, these wolves are getting some raw chicken. Wolves in the wild, on average, eat about once a week. But here, with Silas and Nikki, we feed them 2 or 3 times a week, broken down a bit, and then the snacks fill in the gaps. They get pretty much anything you might buy at the store if you eat meat. So they get beef, pork, chicken, fish, and then if we have extra roadkill deer, we will give it to them as well. On an average year, in terms of on-site visitors, we see close to 16,000 people. If you're lumping in people that attend any of our virtual or long-distance programming, that will bring us closer to 20,000 people each year. A lot of our visitors prefer to visit in the summer because that's when they're more ready to be outside. But we always say if you want to visit when wolves are happiest, you should come when it's cooler out. One thing we do, it's our very popular program, it's called Sleeping with Wolves, and people come and they spend the night here. And as part of that overnight experience, we do a campfire. So we have a campfire area up here. We make s'mores, we talk under the stars about wolves, we hear the wolves howling, and then people can use our tents to spend the night.
I love camping, and I feel like this would hands down be one of the most unique camping experiences to have. With the wolves outside howling, holy cow.
So this enclosure is home to 3 Mexican gray wolves, 3 sisters. Their names are Diane, Bria, and Helene. So you'll notice Mexican gray wolves are much smaller than Silas and Nakai. The farther south you go, the smaller a subspecies is.
Yeah, that was the first thing I thought when I walked around and saw this one.
Yeah.
Is like she's so much smaller.
Yeah.
And looks really, really similar in size to a coyote.
Yeah. So this enclosure is home to 2 critically endangered red wolves. Names are Ginger and Matt. They're hopeful that they'll have pups next spring. We're approaching breeding season. So we've seen really good signs that they like each other, which is not always the case because red wolves are so critically endangered that just like with Mexican gray wolves, we match them for breeding based on genetics as a program at large.
So you guys have a lot of hope for these 2 then?
We have hope for all the wolves here because the Wolf Center is really great. We're one of the largest holding facilities in the US. So they're having a larger enclosure here than they would have in most other places. But imagine how exciting it would be for them to be released into North Carolina and not see a fence. That's the goal. And so we have released wolves into the wild. We push for more releases. We advocate on their behalf because we know that 15 years living in an enclosure isn't the same quality of life of 3 years of making your own decisions. So we're in our classroom area. This is where we welcome people for our public programs and also our school groups. Anyone who's visiting the center, we start in here because wolves are a keystone species, which means if you think of like a food chain or a food web, wolves are at the top and they have an indirect or direct impact on everything else that's in the ecosystem. One way we help people better understand wolves and the ecosystems and the animals they share those areas with is by having some of these artifacts that people can touch, they can look at. We want every visit to be an engaging and thoughtful experience. So people are coming, they're learning, and hopefully when they're leaving, they're more motivated to speak up for wolves.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
I'm Nikki.
There's a lot of myths and misconceptions about wolves and coyotes that are rampant and have been for centuries. One thing that has been standing for over a century was that wolves just eat people. Wolves are not trying to eat you. Wolves are not checking for you. Like, they want you to leave them alone and stay out of their space. I think that what humans can learn from wolves is, this sounds so corny, but respect, honestly. We talk a lot about coexistence here. We talk a lot about like compassionate conservation. We rarely take the time to realize that the animals are already doing that themselves. They're already doing coexistence themselves. I just feel that increasingly we are aware that all beings are deserving of respect and all beings do have intrinsic value. And I'm glad to see that wave kind of rising. But clearly there's a lot more work to be done.
The Wolf Conservation Center is staffed by mostly women. Our founder is a woman. Our longstanding executive director was a woman. Most of our leadership roles are held by women. And what's actually really fun about that is it, not by any design of ours, it actually closely mimics a wolf family. Females are in charge in a wolf family as well. And so a wolf family will follow mom. She's the one who calls the shots. She decides where they go, where they spend more of their time. And it could speak to greater capacities for empathy or, connecting with these animals that are so similar to us. Women have really kickstarted a change and a movement towards really a better world for wolves. And the Wolf Center is proud to be part of that, female movement.
We just finished our time here at the Wolf Conservation Center. I truly think this is such a unique experience to get up close and personal with wolves, and I definitely recommend that you come here and check it out for yourself. It's only an hour outside of New York City and well worth the trip.